guy actually, and I think what kind of sold it for him is that he was looking at my bike, kind of talking to me, you know, not super confidently, being cautious because, you know, Craigslist is the worst. And then he ended up figuring out, that basically by like looking up videos on YouTube that I was Bobo Jones. And so he was that like changed the whole thing for him, because he basically watched my videos. He knew that everything I was saying in my Craigslist ad was true, you know, in terms of that I take really good care of my bikes and took really good care of that bike, and that was it. That's what sold them, was kind of my YouTube videos. So that was pretty crazy. And so I think we started talking on Wednesday, and Friday he came and essentially picked up the bike, and I gave him everything I had with it. So a lot of stuff. My storage unit is basically empty now. But yeah, it was awesome. So Friday sold my Tiger, and Saturday Friday I was aggressively calling dealerships because I was trying to find a good deal on this bike. I knew right away that I wanted to get a demo bike because new would be a little too expensive. So I literally called every dealership within like 2 hours of me. And I wanted to buy the bike from New Century BMW in Alhambra because they let me test ride it in Angeles Crest Highway, which was awesome. And as you can see, I'm shifting with no clutch, which we'll talk about later. It's ridiculously awesome. But basically what ended up happening was they had one with like 1,400 miles on it, a demo bike, and they just didn't give me a good price. And I ended up getting it from BMW of Hollywood because they had one, which they're not like usually, they don't usually sell them below 1,000 miles. They had one with 300 miles on it, which is this one, and they were selling it as a demo bike, and they gave me the best price of anybody for this one with 300 miles. And I found out that most of those 300 miles were done by the sales manager, who's like an awesome rider who's been riding forever and ever and ever. So that like sold it for me. I was like, you rode this bike for most of the miles? He was like, oh yeah, I took it with me and my wife to this like meetup ride. I was like, done. So I basically got it new, like 300 miles. The only downside to that was that I have to pay for the first service, which is about 300 bucks. But I basically got it new. I got a sick deal on it, like ridiculous. It has everything. It has the full premium package, everything, all the mounts for luggage, the GPS mount, all the, real-time dampening, electronic suspension, all that stuff, everything fully loaded, and I got it just like a sick price on it. So yeah, it was incredible. Everything, like the stars aligned for me getting this bike. And it was hard. It was hard to get rid of my Tiger. But I mean, this thing is just, it's ridiculous. It's just so good. I was so comfortable on it my first day, and I have this fucked up finger. You'll see my finger is not around the throttle on my right hand here. And the reason for that is I cut it off on a mandolin. I cut off the tip of my finger while I was not using the safety equipment. And so, yeah, so it's a little awkward right now. It's been healing. I didn't go to work all last week because it was just, I couldn't ride. But anyway, so yeah, I got this bike, and I'm going to try to get another 300 miles on it so that I can get the first service done on Saturday. The rev limiter is at 9,000, so I can only go to 9,000 RPMs. And I've wanted to do like a good break-in for the last 300 miles, but just haven't been able to, because it's just like all sorts of stuff. I wanted to go to the canyons today, but there's a high wind advisory, and I have my wife on the bike right now, by the way. I don't know if you can see her in any of the mirrors, but it's so comfortable with her. I mean, I got this bike because I wanted something where I couldn't tell if she was on it, if she's on it, because my Tiger was just like not good when she was on it. It just felt a little unsteady. This thing is ridiculous. I don't even notice she's on it. I mean, it's like, it's just crazy. So, yeah, that's that. There's some traffic on here. I was hoping there wouldn't be, but whatever. And yeah, it's been great so far. The one thing that I knew buying it, because when I test rode it, it was like unbelievable, is that the vibration through the handlebars on this bike at around like right now, like to 5,000, are ridiculous, like so bad. So the first thing I bought when I bought this bike, I went on eBay and I bought 11-ounce weighted bar ends for this bike, because a bunch of people have said that it just changes the bike. But yeah, there's crazy vibrations in my balls. In my hands, it's just ridiculous. Like my hands are about to fall asleep now, and I've only been riding for like 15 minutes. And so that's just really bad. But besides that, the bike's perfect. I mean, besides the crazy vibration, it's just insane. It's just a crazy bike. It's just, yeah, I'm so comfortable on it. It turns way more easily. Like the steering is more sporty than the Tiger. Just, yeah, everything about it is amazing. So I've been really enjoying it. I'm still trying to figure out all the electronics. I've just been using it on road mode, especially with my wife, so that, you know, all the safety stuff is fully on, and the suspension's a little softer for us, just because we're kind of cruising like this. And yeah, it's been really good. I mean, it's so good with her on it. Like, I really don't feel it at all. Even when I'm going slow, it's just crazy. The only thing this engine is definitely worse than my Tiger is, and I just have to get used to it, is that when you're at a stop and then you need to start it and like let out the clutch and accelerate, it's not as, it's, you know, I just have to like give it more gas and let out the clutch differently. So that's the one thing I'll say about it, but I just have to get used to that, and I've been basically getting used to it. It's fine. Like, I don't feel like I'm going to stall anymore, but it's just the engine is so powerful that when you're in first and letting out for the first time, you just, you know, you got to give it a little more gas. But yeah, it's so good. So it has like real-time dampening. It has electronic suspension. I no longer have to use a screwdriver to change the suspension. I just hold down this button, and I can do it while I'm on the bike. And it changes the suspension, and it's really easy. There's 3 settings. There's you and luggage, and you and another passenger, which is what I have it on now. And so literally I can do it while I'm riding. It's unbelievable, because I used to always, like when I have her on and on the old bike, I used to always like forget or be lazy about getting the screwdriver out and whatever. And this guy like doing this to let me through. That's nice. And so yeah, it's just awesome. It's crazy that everything's electronic. I just have to get used to it. And this like button cluster on the left side here is like insane. So it's going to take me a while to get used to. Like, there's like 18 buttons on this thing. There's this like joggy wheel thing that's for the GPS, which I didn't get. So it's going to definitely take some getting used to changing the settings, but you know, I do it all before I get on the bike. Like if I'm going to the canyons, I'll put it on, you know, a little stiffer suspension, and I'll put it on dynamic mode. And but you know, for just cruising by the ocean like this, I leave everything on road mode. I leave the dynamic suspension on road mode as well. Sorry if I'm naming things the wrong thing, but so yeah, that's about it. This bike is great. My wife gets so scared. Every time I like twist the throttle a little bit, she like grabs on my jacket, because she thinks I'm gonna like, I scared her, which I shouldn't have done. It was stupid. I was like, oh yeah, on this one, if I twist the throttle, you're just gonna like be in midair, and you know, and the bike won't be under you anymore. So I think I scared her a little. So I've been trying to really behave. I tap her before I'm going to open up, you know, if I'm going to open up on the highway or something like that, so that she knows to hold on to me tight so she doesn't go flying away. She's only like 110 pounds. But the craziest thing about this bike is that I don't use the clutch anymore, except when I'm coming to like a complete stop and starting. I mean, it's completely, the downshift blipper and the upshift blipper is just ridiculously good. I mean, it feels like cheating a little bit, but it's just so good, especially when you're like hard accelerating and you're just like, you know, like, no, that was actually, the sounds I just made were for downshifting, so never mind. But yeah, it's just so instantaneous and so good, and handling is so good. This windscreen thing is nice. Just put it down or put it up, and it works really well. And everything is just so good besides the vibrations. And so hopefully when I get these bar ends, nothing is going to change the vibration in my seat. Like, my balls are just going to be tickled a little bit, I think, from now on at certain RPMs, and that's fine. I also think once the engine is broken in a little bit better, it'll help too. I think it's just a little new. I think once everything kind of settles in, all the bolts and the bodywork and everything, that it'll get better. But those bar ends are supposed to help a lot because they weigh 11 ounces each. What else can I say? Yeah, it took us a while to even figure out how to change the time on this thing. But yeah, handling's so good. It's so fast, but it's like so manageable. Like, I thought I'd feel scared about the speed. There we go, I just downshifted by just stomping on it. I thought I'd be scared by the speed, but not at all. I mean, it's so manageable. It's just, as long as I'm responsible, you know, which I am, the speed doesn't mean anything, but the safety features do. And the braking on this is just, I mean, it's just insane. It's like, I feel like my braking distance is halved from my Tiger 800. They're just, the front brakes on this are so good. The back brakes do this weird thing. I guess it's the, like, this thing has lean angle sensing ABS, which I guess in theory means you can like stomp on the brakes mid-turn. And these guys stick by it, so that's nice. But the weird thing the back brake does is that even when I'm not hard braking, when I'm just gentle braking, like onto a stop, it like vibrates a lot. Like it feels like I get the ABS feedback. Yeah, my wife, even when I do little things like that, she like grabs onto me like I'm gonna like fly away. And yeah, it's just crazy. It like flutters on my foot. It's weird. It's like it's tickling my foot for no reason. So I guess the ABS is just very like, I don't know, maybe that's because I have all the traction control ABS things like all the way on or something, but it feels really weird. But yeah, it's all good. Sorry, I'm just focusing here for a minute. Look at these brakes. Boom. Oh yeah, they're so good. Yeah, that shifting is like just ridiculous. It's so good. Jeez. Although there's a million police out today, so I gotta be slightly careful. And it makes such a good sound with this stock exhaust. It's just insane. But yeah, it's like really good. I don't know how the fuel economy is yet, but I'm guessing it's going to be pretty horrific. When I got it, I think he rode it pretty chill, and it had like 35 miles per gallon. I think me going back and forth to work, I'll be lucky if I get 30, honestly, on this bike. But the shifting thing is like a whole like new revolution for me. It's like, I mean, yeah, I feel late. I just don't even use this. It's not even a thought anymore. It's like I've had the bike for one day, and like using the clutch is no longer a thought for me. And I don't know if that's good or bad or going to hurt my riding in the long run. But I mean, I got really good at shifting with the clutch on my Tiger, so I feel like the muscle memory will always be there. But yeah, anyway, so I'm just blabbing now. I'm going to do a full kind of review thing, but I just wanted to give an update on selling my bike. I'm super happy with this one. It's just really incredible, and I'm really enjoying it. It's just a whole new thing. It's like a different thing completely from my Tiger. So yeah, that's it, guys. All right, I'm going to focus on riding now and open my visor up. So this is Bobo Jones saying arrivederci. By the Ferrari for fun.